Welcome back to Talkin' Winter Ops. I'm Rick Nelson, and I'll be your host for the 2025 National Winter Maintenance and Road Weather Briefing Series. This is our opportunity to catch up with our partners in winter maintenance and road weather to find out what they've been working on this past year and what they're planning for the future. These briefings are a way to see if their work might fit into your operation. But before we get started, it's important to give a shout out to the briefing sponsors, starting with the AASHTO Winter Weather Management Technical Service Program, who sponsors Talkin' Winter Ops. Their parent AASHTO committee, the Committee on Maintenance, and their close ties with the Maintenance Operations Technical Working Group, and of course the state DOTs, whose yearly contribution to the Winter Weather Management Technical Service Program make all this possible. So sit back and listen in on this winter maintenance and road weather briefing. So, Peter, before we get into the briefing, you're the chair of the technical committee for winter service there at PIARC. But Peter, what's your day job?
I work for the city of Vienna, and I'm responsible for winter service.
Winter service. Now, it seemed, weren't you responsible for all the streets and roads there for a while, or?
Yes, yes. I'm responsible for all the public roads in Vienna, which are almost all of them, except for the highways. They do it on their own.
Okay. So, pretty big responsibilities in addition to chairing this technical committee.
Yes.
And it's not like you don't get winters in Vienna, eh?
We had a record winter last winter. Yeah, it was only 1 centimeter of snow, the lowest ever measured.
Oh, geez, that's the wrong kind of record to have, right?
Yeah, we weren't expecting that. But our problem is the ice. We had lots of ice. January was one ice day after the other. It was catastrophic for
Well,
us.
and you know, those things can really do damage to your budget.
Yeah,
And people look back and say, where
yeah,
did your budget go? It never
exactly.
snowed, right?
Yes, exactly. You only 1 centimeter in snow, and you were driving the whole January like crazy. But yes, we had ice every day, the whole day. It was really, yeah.
Yeah.
This was the hard thing, yeah. But yeah, hopefully we get more snow next year.
It would be nice, huh?
Yeah.
So Peter, what's happening with the Winter Service Technical Committee these days?
Well, as usual, we are traveling a lot. We are working a lot. We had a big seminar in Kazakhstan, in Astana, which was really nice. And we are working on the next Congress, the Winter Congress, and preparing a lot of. So we are doing reviewing of papers and abstracts for the Winter Road, the Resilience and Winter Service Congress. So we are quite busy.
You know, one of the things that's interesting about, excuse me, about PIARC is you operate on a 4-year cycle.
Yes.
You pull your committee together at the beginning of the 4 years. You work for 4 years, and then basically you look at what you've done, you look at where you want to go, and you restart the committee. So you're sort of on the front end of this particular 4-year cycle. Is that right?
We are kind of in half of the cycle.
About halfway?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not almost halfway during the cycle. So the Winter Congress will be quite in the middle of the cycle, and this is one of the huge issues we're working on. Of course, the Winter Congress we're dealing with, and the 2 years after the Winter Congress, we are finishing the other reports and surveys and all the other things we do.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not sure if everybody's aware of PIARC here.
They should be. We try to
Okay.
make sure everybody knows what's happening at the on the international scene.
Perfect. Because like I had 3 slides on what PIARC is. Sure, but you can skip them. If
It's up to you. I would cycle through them.
okay, let's go through them then. Because yeah, yeah, maybe we get some more input on the surveys. I have QR codes on the slide, so or one QR code and one link.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll get a better response for to both of them. Okay, so yeah, just a second. I'll just connect my laptop to get it some, yeah, so the battery doesn't run out. Okay. Okay, so should we start with the slides or?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so quick overview of PIARC. It's the World Road Association. It's quite old. It's founded in 1909, and there are 129 member governments. So it's really a worldwide association, and we've around 1,900 experts from that countries and 20 technical committees. And it's like this 4-year structured operation where we finish every 4 years in the big World Road Congress. And in between that, we have the Winter Road Congress, which is also all 4 years in the middle of these cycles. So it's the knowledge exchange is the main part of PIARC on all the road-related topics. So we made a standardized data book where you can look up all the countries, what they are doing in winter. We made a lot of reports on really a lot of topics that are road-related, and it's really great to have this knowledge exchange. So these are the technical committees. Just to give you an overview, like the 20 of them, and winter service is one of them. It's also a constant committee. So all the others may switch. So if there's nothing more to do on one of the committees, it will end and another will be formed. Or like with the connected and automated mobility, well, that's a really new committee because it hasn't existed like 4-8 years before, and so we're going with the technology. So for the Winter Service Committee, I'm chair of the committee, and like all the committees, we have an English, a French, and a Spanish-speaking secretary. So these are the 3 main languages of PIARC. And it's Mo from Canada, Stephanie from France, and Jose Carlo from Spain. And yeah, so that's really a multilingual association, but luckily working language is English, so this is quite good for me since my French and my Spanish aren't that good. So what we did last year, and that I wanted to share it was like the Snowplow Championship. So it began like in the World Road Congress in Canada, maybe, or even before that, I'm not sure. So they started like, you know, you have the drivers, you've got some parkour to go through, and then you take the time, of course, and you let the drivers contest. And it's a great thing. It's got really popular in Europe, beginning with like 2018 or something. And so we've got a European Snowplow Championship. And the last one was in Germany in September last year. It was a really great event. And it's like, we do it like the football cups. It's like all 4 years it's a World Cup, and all 4 years is a European Championship, and they're separated by 2 years. So we have every 2 years an international championship in Europe. And good thing about the last European Championship is Austria won it. Very proud of it, and you can see the guys here celebrating. And of course, well, you know, these drivers, they know how to celebrate the whole night through, and it was really good. And it was really good to see the Slovenian who made second and third place. Well, they just get out together, and all of them just to, you know, party the whole night through. It was really a nice event. And so this was the European Snowplow Championship, and the next World Championship is at the World Winter Service and Road Resilience Congress in Chambéry. which is good connection. So this is one we're preparing. It's in March 2026, so a bit more than half a year away. It will be in Chambéry, France, and then, as I said, PIARC, this cycle ends with the World Road Congress in Vancouver, Canada, in October 2027. So it would be great to see a lot of people there, of course, and got a really good program. So we'll just go through. So there's a great congress and exhibition area. I'll just skip that slides. We've got a lot of papers. We've got 427 topics were submitted. So really a lot of feedback, and it's like half of them are winter service and the other half is road resilience. So it's really a good share of presentations. And yeah, that's for the Snowplow World Championship. So it will be this smaller truck Unimog and a Renault, of course, since it's in French, a French truck. Yeah, and we would be happy to see a lot of countries participating. So, and what we also did is we've got a final. So we've got 50 drivers that can join, and then we've got the final with the 12 best of them. And if we are more than 12 countries, or we have 12 countries, we choose one driver from each country. So each country is represented in the finals. And then, of course, there will be medals, and there will be also a medal for the best qualification round, like you got it in a lot of motorsports events. And well, you can see some of the tasks here, like you see these small wooden blocks. You need to throw the one in the middle of the wood in there and leave the others on the block. And of course some slaloms and parkours and reverse slalom and a lot of things. You need to really have a feeling for your truck, your plow, and it's really fun also. So it's really nice to have them compete. So, and I'm really glad that this Snowplow Championship is really well integrated into the Congress. So there will be no, during the finals, there will be no other sessions, so people can watch the finals of it. And of course, the award ceremony will be during the gala dinner. So it's really also how that we appreciate the work of the drivers out there. It's really, it's them who drive around all night on snow and ice in the dark, can't see a thing, and so it's really a way of how to appreciate the work. To have them at the gala dinner with the prize ceremony, and also, of course, have them travel to meet colleagues from all over the world, and it's really they really like it. So it's a nice thing that this is going round and round, and hopefully we can continue this with the next congresses to have this championship implemented. So for the other issues we are working on, like TC, we have 5 working issues. One that's really popped up, I think, since COVID. It's gotten worse, the skill and resources for winter service. So everyone is lacking of workforce, and it's a worldwide problem. We saw this and we thought, okay, let's see how other countries deal with it, and maybe some of them have an idea or some experience you can bring home. And then also the integration of new technologies in winter service. It's always a great topic. That's not only AI or such things. Sometimes it's new plows, new spreaders, or sometimes it's even road design aspects that make winter service easier or more environmental friendly. So it's really a great topic. We are looking for different case studies, best practices, and put them together in a report, so you can get a good glimpse of what's going on around the world in winter service. And of course, that's an issue with in every cycle. It's the update of the snow and ice data book. So the snow and ice data book, it's like a compendium where I think this year we have around 20 countries, or a bit more than 20 countries, that can share how they approach winter service, and also what's the climate they're doing winter service in. So if you know you want to prepare for a really harsh weather event that maybe only happen every 20 years in your area, but you know areas that have this like a common thing, you can look this up and say, okay, how are they doing the winter in this, I don't know, with this massive snowfalls or with these really low temperatures, because we don't have to experience it, but it could happen if we want to be prepared. So that's a good place where you could look that up. And of course, the preparation for the International Winter Congress, that's a huge issue, which actually the whole TC is working on. It's not only a group, it's the whole TC. And then we've got another issue, it's like winter maintenance in urban areas, where we look at how cities do winter service, because sometimes it's really different from what you're doing on rural roads or on highways. First of all, it's lack of space in cities, and then you know you've got more people walking or cycling there. So it's there are other things you need to look for, and so that's the issues. And just to get through the issues, skills and resources, it's led by Thomas from Austria. And well, we have a survey running, and we want to know what are the problems in these countries, and then have case studies, and we analyze the results, and just to have you some first results or pre-results from the survey. So one of the questions was, do you work for a public or private company in the winter service? And as you can see, it's mostly public, but the Americans, it's like only 2/3. In Asia, it's like above 80%. And so you can see some difference. On the right side, you can see where we got the countries. So a lot of European countries. You've got Canada, the United States, and Chile from America, Japan, Iran, South Korea from Asia. So these are the countries we already have responses from, and we hope to maybe get some more. That would be quite interesting. Another thing where you can see a lot of difference is staff recruiting. So if you increase in salaries or contracts, does it help you with your problems? And then you can see it's like very successful in Asia, but not so much in America and in Europe, almost not successful or unclassified. So you can see there are different strategies to go for that might work in some region, but that do not work necessarily in another region. So it's interesting to get a view into these differences. So here's the QR code. It's still ongoing, and if you are working in this winter service area, and please take part in the survey. Of course, the results will be shared on the PIARC homepage once the report is finished, and you can look through the results. And it's really helpful to have this information from all over the world. To get for the next integration of new technologies and winter services, there's it's led by Rindy from the Netherlands. It's a technical report. It's still ongoing, and this is one of the issues we are kind of shifting to after the Congress, because we need the workforce right now to prepare the Congress, and we work on this later on. A thing that's running is the update for the snow and ice data book, because for the Congress it has to be ready, so it has to be ready in half a year. Which we're in time, but we still need to finish it quite quick. So we've got a few countries from Eastern Central Europe, from Northern Europe, from Asia, and also Canada, Quebec, and the United States from America. So it's a great overview, and it would be really interesting to compare these this data. So for the International Road Congress, well, I talked about it already. So we're preparing this, and it's working out really good. I think it's going to be a real great congress, with a really good feeling with the organization right now, and I'm really looking forward to this congress. So these are the topics for winter service. So we've got 8 topics for winter service. We've got human resources as well. We've got climate change. We've got road weather information system, new technologies, management, communication, urban roads and bicycle infrastructure. Well, and most of the papers are from new technologies and climate changes. So there will be more session, of course, for this, but we got a lot of papers, and we expect almost 100 presentations. So we've got like 95 to 100 slots that we can fill with good presentations. So for the winter maintenance in urban areas, it's led by Zoltan from Hungary. We're looking for case studies. We have a survey running right now in how you treat different areas, because sometimes winter service in the cities, you treat like the roads different than the bikeways, different than pedestrian areas, and it's really struggling to have all these different types of vehicles, different sizes, from a 3-axle truck to a small tractor to, I don't know, someone with a snow shovel and a bit of salt or grit. So that's really completely different. And so we've got I think 20 cities that already answered the survey. So we've got Vienna, Vancouver, Budapest, Chemnitz. So it's like European, Harbin, China we've got already in. So it would be really great to have some cities from the United States also in here. You can see Ohio here, over here. But of course it would be great to have some more. And it says 30 minutes, but I think we try to really keep it short, that you don't have to spend a lot of time on the service. And I think if you go through the survey, you can finish it in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So it's not that long. We really try to keep it as short as possible. So we're meeting, like the next meeting is in Chambéry. We're then going to Slovakia, Italy. No, in Quebec is the next meeting. So we're going around the world a bit, and yeah. Going to Canada twice with Quebec and then Vancouver. Okay, so that's it with the really short overview with the slides. And hope you have some questions, Rick.
Well, you've got some really interesting projects going on. Those topics, integrating new technologies and urban areas, I think are really important ones here. And along with the staffing one, I mean, they're very relevant here in the U.S. Peter, what we'll do is we'll push those links out in the show notes to make it easy for folks to go ahead and grab, and hopefully you can get some more response.
Yeah, that would be great.
From the way we're approaching it here. As always, it's good to see the good work that you all are doing. Looking forward to those reports coming out. I think there's going to be some really good information in there.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be on time. But
well,
I got a good feeling.
And I wish you a successful Congress that's coming up in Chambéry. Sounds like it's going to be a very, very informative Congress. And one thing historically, there's been an excellent equipment display as well there, so folks can really get a good look and kick the tires, if you will, of snow removal equipment from a lot of different places. Yes,
that's true. They're planning an outdoor area. You can put the big trucks out there, because sometimes you have problem getting them in, and we're trying to get some of the producers over there to show their products, and you can not only sit in the session, but only walk around and look at different plows, trucks, whatever you desire.
Excellent. Peter, Lots of good work. It's good to see you again, and thanks for giving us a briefing on Winter Service Technical Committee.
Yeah, thanks.
You can listen to all the briefings and other Talkin' Winter Ops episodes on our website, talkinwinterops.com, or wherever you get your podcast content. Video versions are available on Talkin' Winter Ops YouTube channel, and if a slide deck was used during this briefing, it's available through a link in the show notes, along with the presenter's email, so you can reach out and get more information. Thanks for listening in, and until next time, stay safe out there.